Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and it feels good to be back with new Sister Wives content.
Season 20, Episode 1. What was this one called?
Why I Want to Be a Monogamist.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb? Is that it?
Reference over my head. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dr. Strangelove thing. Don't worry
Okay,
about
off to a great start. Well, in this episode, the sister witches dump their coven's trash on Coyote Pass. Kody pitches searching for a concubine. Janelle unveils a new property map. And Meri brings her emotional support animal to speed dating.
You called Jen an animal?
I didn't know what I was going to say emotional support friend. And then I thought that was like too easy. Emotional support employee?
Yeah. She has to show up. Otherwise, Meri's not going to send her a check. And it's going to be a big problem.
Was that stipulated in Meri's contract this season that she has to co-film with Jen?
Well, no, it's stipulated in Jen's employment contract of other duties as assigned.
This is part of your job.
This is part of
your roles and your responsibilities.
Yeah, that's just something that's going to come up. You're going to need to help me drive 3 hours one way to a speed dating event as it comes up. Okay? Because we're going from Parowan, we're going to Salt Lake City.
This is why you don't take jobs from people who first aren't able to provide you with a full and detailed job description, and also who ask you to be their personal assistant.
I don't think I rearranged my notes, so I feel like I'm going to be all out of sorts for this one.
That's fine.
Yeah,
we'll see where the conversation takes us.
We're going to wing it.
We're picking up, and we're at the She-Rah Chateau, and it's morning time before school. I guess Robyn, she is awake for the filming of this scene, but on a regular day, I don't think she is, because Kody is performing all of the duties of getting the kids ready for school.
Well, he's cosplaying a dad. He's like imagining what it was like back in the Lehigh house, nostalgically talking about how it was bittersweet, how he wasn't able to help any of the other moms get their kids ready for school because he had to go to work. So why is that a bittersweet memory then? Why? I don't think I would constitute that as a bittersweet.
It was sweet because he didn't have to do any of this stuff.
I guess it was nice. Yeah, that was the win.
That was the great part for him.
Interesting.
But Robyn is having to hold him accountable for getting all of this stuff done on an everyday basis.
Plus, it's all the supplements. Just the supplements alone. He has to wake up at the crack of dawn to just sort through all these different tabs.
Just to start taking vitamins.
He's just constantly popping things in his mouth at any given point.
That was made clear this episode.
We find out later. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I thought that those supplements just belonged to Kody before, but now I'm realizing it's everybody in this house.
He's on a real Liver King sort of experience here. He's trying to bulk up Saul for high school, get him ready here.
So they're kind of catching us up on where they've all left off. I think it's unsurprising, but then also still incredibly disappointing that Kody hasn't made progress in any of his relationships.
And then everybody in the family is just kind of separated. There's like this fragmentation that's happened within the family because Janelle and Maddie, a couple other people are in North Carolina now. There's people in Utah. There's some people who are still on Flagstaff. So it's just kind of everybody's all spread out. Nobody really interacts on a regular, frequent basis here.
He's trying to make it sound like he texts Janelle, like about Coyote Pass. Because it sounds like they're just arguing about who has to clean up the garbage that's there.
But then Kody's making it seem like it's not his stuff. Janelle didn't really dispute too much. She was like, I'm pretty sure it's his stuff. That was where she left it. And so they were just like, okay, like, I guess that's what we'll go with. But she was the one who was living on Coyote Pass in an RV.
Fair, but what have we seen on the property? It's been Robyn and Kody's picnic tables.
The aerial drone footage that they had, there was some stuff like in that area where the RV was. But I don't know if Janelle just took the RV and was like, hey, the rest of this stuff, don't need it. It's yours. So if she just kind of left stuff there, and now Kody's seeing it as he would be losing if he had to go and clean up after Janelle, where she just bailed on him on Coyote Pass.
Well, nobody's been nice enough to him for him to go out of his way to do that kind of thing. Because
Meri has nothing out there, though. Like, for him to say, I'm not cleaning up after Meri's stuff, what is out there that would be Meri's? LuLaRoe leggings that are just littered about?
I bet you it's probably all of the My Sister Wife's Closet jewelry that's sitting in some type of rented U-Haul somewhere on the property.
Yeah, she's in charge of customer service still to this day.
She still works there.
As we know.
The only employee.
Oh my God.
It made me giggle, though, when he said that he talks to Meri less than he talks to Janelle. He said that he talks to Janelle once in a blue moon. He talks to Meri even less.
What's less than once in a blue moon? Yeah, what scale?
Rarer
what scale are we working on here?
than once in a blue moon? So basically never. You almost never talk to Meri.
In 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
And he obviously never talks to Christine unless it has to do with picking up or dropping off Truly, which also never happens.
Well, that happens more often than you think, because obviously they are doing 50-50 custody, as he laid out as part of their separation agreement.
They went to family court. He made sure that happened.
Of course. He fought for it.
Yep.
His dad rights that he absolutely has to uphold in court.
Can I tell you, I think Christine has nothing to contribute to the show anymore because she's making soup while talking to David. That's the opening scene for her of this season.
They had to talk about how, hey, remember how we've been married for like a year already? Boy, that really flew by. First year of marriage. What a rush.
And it had a lot of downs, but not because of their relationship with each other. Obviously, Garrison passing away was really tough for all of the family. It was tough for Christine. It was also tough for David. Not necessarily because he was super close to Garrison, because he didn't really have the time to get to know him that well, but because of the fact that it brought up things from his past relationship with his wife, who also passed away from dying by suicide.
If we're looking at season 20 as kind of the catalyst for Sister Wives moving forward, as far as where is the content, it's not with Christine and David. It's not with Robyn and Kody either, I don't think. I think it's with Janelle and Maddie in North Carolina.
Yeah, I want to see an entire show of them working on Taeda farms. I think that has enough material to last 3 to 5 seasons. And that's just for them to open it.
Just to get
just to get to opening day.
Just to get up and running. And then you know that they would have, like, inevitably, the first season that they're open, there's some sort of Tiger King catastrophe where then Janelle's going to be like, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
I think it also becomes pretty obvious in this episode that they're going to need a lot of money to fund this and make it what they're imagining it's going to be.
Okay, we need to get everybody on the same page of what the imagining this land is, because this is just Coyote Pass 2.0. This is the same exact thing where Janelle moved someplace and put all of these big hopes and dreams into a plot of land that ultimately never came to fruition. So, like, that's kind of the same path that we're on right now, where we're just thinking up all of these millions of different things that we can utilize the land for, yet we still have raw, unprocessed land with nothing on it.
So let's talk about Janelle then, because she's in North Carolina, obviously, with Maddie and Caleb, and they're talking about the situation with Coyote Pass. She needs to be done with this property because she needs a cash infusion for Taeda Farms.
Well, she's also stress baking some cinnamon rolls straight out of the tin that Maddie purchased. She wanted credit for that because Janelle's like, oh, I'm excited to, Grandma's going to be cooking up the good stuff that you normally don't get. And Maddie's like, I bought those.
See, this is why I'm worried if they have like a farm stand on the property. Are we going to get fresh hand-baked cinnamon rolls, or are they going to be out of a tube?
Yeah, it's the Pillsbury route here that we're going, it seems like.
Not to knock it. I just expect if I'm going to go someplace like that it's going to be homemade.
Well, they're going to be charging a premium for it, for sure. Yeah. I
have to vent about something about Maddie's house. I cannot stop looking at the grout lines for her backsplash in the kitchen.
The kitchen. The tiles were spaced out too far. Like, the grout's too thick, right? And it's uneven.
Right. It's not just the grout's too thick. it looks like it's just been applied with your fingertip.
Maybe it's just
It doesn't
caulk.
look professional.
Like, is that, I don't know. It seems like it wasn't spaced right. And then it seems like it's just kind of willy-nilly, like they didn't use tile spacers when they set the tile. And so the grout, it's all just different.
It just
lengths.
distracts me every time that they film in the kitchen. And it looks like that's one of the only places in Maddie's house that they're able to all stand around and have a conversation. And I can't stop looking at the black grout on those white tiles.
I think that's
It's
the
not
other
in
part,
between the
too.
tiles. It's like on the tiles in some areas.
It's rough.
So I'm not sure about the quality of the craftsmanship at Taeda Farms.
Well, and also it's like you have Meri's whole storyline. I forgot to mention that Meri's not really in the running as far as compelling content either, by the way, because I didn't even remember that she was in this episode.
Okay, the first time I watched this, I skipped over all of the Meri sections.
It's not
Because I just don't
really-
care to watch her prepare to go to speed dating.
Yeah, because like she doesn't even do it. Spoiler. She doesn't even go. She gets there, but then like we don't see any of it happening.
Because they're trying to stretch this out because they have nothing else to talk about.
Stretching it out. Yeah. But then we find out Janelle's dating plans are basically just she's expecting like a Hallmark movie meet cute. Like that's what she's kind of manifesting.
Because she wants to meet someone organically. She's not going to do something
not
like
doing
speed
apps,
dating.
not doing dates, not having anybody set her up with anybody. She's not taking any referrals. She just wants to serendipitously bump into someone that she's known for 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she's waiting for her Pocahontas moment.
With the,
She wants to be out on the property and just have John Smith appear.
pointing a pew-pew at her? Probably not. Hopefully not. Because then that turns into
Look,
like
I don't know anything about Janelle's fantasies.
I was going to say that turns into like the stepbrothers fantasy at some point there.
Okay, so then she needs
with like the centaur hunter coming across her in the forest.
You know what I think really appeals to her? She needs a man from the 1700s to come through some rocks on the property.
Oh dear. Some cairn stones. Is that what you're talking about? You're talking. I was at the library and they had the 7th season of, what was the show that you were watching? That was
Outlander.
Outlander. So they had it on DVD up there and I was like, wow, there it is.
Yeah, I think she needs a Scottish man.
Well, we've already solved Meri's problem. She needs to date somebody from Boston. We've already established that. She needs a masshole.
She's going the wrong place to go speed dating. She's going to Salt Lake City.
Going to Salt Lake City. I don't think you're going to find anybody there.
If you're willing to travel to go speed dating, then I need you to get on a plane and go to the East Coast.
Just for a little bit. Like just try
just
a
commit.
couple, you know? Yeah, I mean, just like to see how it goes. See if it works out for you there.
Do you agree that Caleb hates Kody now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think he knows like enough about what Maddie's going through and the complete lack of response and separation that Kody has had and the blame that he puts on Maddie for the strain in their relationship. So I think Caleb's pretty well aware of how shitty of a dad Kody is now.
Yeah, he made a couple of comments while they were standing at the table talking about Coyote Pass.
The fairness aspects.
Yeah, and I feel like he backed off a little bit because they were filming, but the conversations when there are no cameras there must be a hate fest about Kody.
Yeah, because then, I mean, you don't want to play into that too much because that's basically what Kody is
He wants
expecting.
Well, yeah, because he thinks he lives rent-free in their heads. So you don't want to confirm that for him.
That and like that is his nightmare, is that everybody else who he's not in alignment with and who he can't trust as family members, they all just stand around and talk shit about him all the time.
Right. And Maddie was already accused of being the head of the family rumor mill. So the last thing you want to do is be caught on camera doing what he accused you of.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, this is probably the other part that plays into the reasoning of why we think Janelle and Maddie would be the most effective use of, like, following for content-wise, is that Maddie's still really open to filming and being vulnerable about this stuff, because she has a whole conversation about how Maddie and Leon had their conversation after Garrison's funeral, and that was very illuminating for Maddie in that moment.
Yeah, one of our sepia tone flashbacks this episode.
The first of many.
There were quite a few of them. So that was from the finale episode last season.
Yeah, season 19's finale.
Towards the end, we saw Maddie sit down and talk to Leon about the state of their relationship with not only Kody, but Robyn's kids.
Yeah, and like where they wish that they don't understand like the divide between them and Robyn's kids at that point either. So wherever, if offense had been taken, they were trying to own up to it as well, to just say, hey, we're willing to move past this. We don't know where that came from, but we don't want it to be like this. But I don't think that that conversation's ever going to come to fruition. That doesn't seem like something that
I don't think so either.
They want.
Robyn will try to protect her kids from it.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen, though. But so, like, this is the conversation, though. Through this conversation, Maddie is realizing, there's a lot of, like, illuminating things about Kody and Cody's character, because she was upset with the lack of Cody's involvement with the rest of the family at Garrison's memorial and funeral. So it's kind of her realization as to who he is. But she's still making excuses for him, too. She's like, I know that he's probably hurting, so he wasn't able to show up in the way that I was expecting him to. She's still kind of like talking herself out of it.
I don't know. I feel really terrible for her because she is so upset about this and just in tears trying to explain how she feels. And I don't know how this man watches these scenes on the show, seeing his kids be so hurt. And that still does not get him past the fact that his ego has told him they need to be the ones to reach out to him. You know, for him to not be the adult and take the first step and say, I'm sorry and I want to try to repair this.
Well, like the juxtaposition of that, too, because you have Maddie in tears talking about how she's still trying to learn how to not be disappointed by her dad, which basically, in other words, means she's still coming to terms with him being a deadbeat and not being reliable and not being there for her or her other siblings. He is only there for Robyn and their kids, you know, in that household. Then you cut to Kody, who's basically saying, yeah, we're sort of at an impasse. I wish things were better in my relationships, but also I'm not going to do anything to make them better.
Well, because the kids want it done on their terms.
Right. Well, not just the kids and the ex-wives, because his horrible ex-wives are also a big strain on him as well.
You know, sometimes you just got to take an L. To make progress, you just have to be the one who gives in.
Well, and like to not see anybody else's perspective as far as like, hey, what happened or how you reacted and how you responded to these situations, that actually was hurtful to me in these ways. That's a real thing. That's something that happened. So for Kody to say, no, that's not true, that's not real, your opinion is not valid, and that's not what happened. So to like dismiss everything right out the gate, that's very invalidating. And then how can you move forward after that?
Well, you know what's really been irritating me is he keeps harping on being a failure because he's had 3 wives leave. I'm like, how about the fact that the majority of your children don't talk to you? I think that's more embarrassing.
Well, I think that's the scary part, is where Cody's connection point is still, it's his relationships with his kids are dependent on his wives. That was what he always established as the go-between, the mediator. His wives were the access point for his children.
Yeah, but I really feel like that's something that he tells himself, especially more now, to separate himself from what he's done to his kids.
Yeah, and because it doesn't serve him either. Like, he expects everything to be handled in a way where it's, you know, bow and scrape to Kody, because it's his emotions, his reaction, his take on what's going on. That's the most important. That's all that matters.
Were you surprised that Janelle is now entertaining getting a spiritual divorce? Because they kind of played up last season that she didn't know who to go to for that. Just didn't really seem like something that was important to her.
I figured that was going to change as soon as she talked to Meri, where Meri already has all the contacts lined up and all the work, the legwork is pretty much done at that point. And so Janelle's like, I guess I could make a few calls.
She just needed someone else to do all the research.
I could squeeze that in. I didn't know who to talk to. I'm not really connected in the whole church, scene anymore. So if you've already got all that lined up, though, you just tell me where to sign, pretty much.
So I wonder if that's something we're going to watch her do on this season. I really would love for us to get more exposure to like the religious side of things, because they've avoided talking about that for so long. And it would just be fascinating to know more of what people in their old community think of Kody. And I want to know what reason they're going to give, because they gave Meri abandonment. So what are they going to do with Janelle? The same thing?
I mean,
give him something new, a new wound, another knife in the kidney. Come up with something else.
I mean, he still can't even come to terms with the abandonment one. So like, that's all you need is just another one tacked on there too. That'll really set him off.
Yeah, I think we need 3 unique reasons. And I want Christine to go in there too.
Yeah, Christine's really checked out on it. So like, even if they had everything lined up, I don't think that she even cares at this point. Plus she's divorced by Robyn's standards now, so it doesn't matter.
I just think, like, why not go for the trifecta?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Maybe we will see that, because the only time we see Christine is when she is visiting Janelle. Because she's here in North Carolina now.
Yeah.
I guess Peyton moved to North Carolina sometime between last season and this season, because now he's just there. So now we've got Maddie and the kids, Janelle. McKelty's going to be moving there soon, just not yet. I think that's part of this season. And then Peyton.
Right, and then Christine and David were visiting. Aspen and Mitch were visiting too. And then this was like the Maddie and David foot race sort of moment that happened before they tore out on the property there.
Yeah, Maddie's been training for a marathon. So during this time, is this around when she started the podcast that she was doing briefly?
I don't know.
Because she's working on Taeda Farms. She's cooking a baby. She's training for a marathon. That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you just keep loading things on so that way we don't have to think about it. Just stay busy. Don't think about stuff too much.
But David is fast like a cheetah.
Look, Christine didn't think that David was going to win, because once she saw the distance that he was going to have to cover, she's like, I think Maddie has a chance here. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to, but he sure did. He ran.
I think it's just, he's another man with diluted confidence.
Well, so that's where I didn't like. Janelle was trying to compare him to Kody about how he's full of bluster, I believe is the term that she used. And I was like, what does that mean exactly, full of bluster?
He's kind of full of bullshit a little bit.
He's overly confident. But I would say that the difference between Kody and David is that David backs it up. He actually did.
He beat Maddie.
He won.
By quite a bit.
It was a substantial margin. He was starting off easy too. He was letting her set the pace because he was checking to see, and then he pulled ahead. He kept it close for a little bit there just to see how hard he was going to need to try. And then she wasn't able to surpass him there, so he was able to pull ahead.
Maybe Janelle's getting a little irritated spending so much time with David.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, but it's just like, I would say that the difference, though, is that David delivers on the stuff that he says. When he says he's going to do something, he does it.
He'll patch that drywall for you.
He sure will.
He says he's gonna.
It's going to happen.
We unlocked a new map, and
no.
I cannot understand. The production team that works on this show was like, we're about to be done with the Coyote Pass map. We're going to have to retire that pretty soon. We need to generate another graphic of a property.
So here's the aerial map of the future farm, because right now it's just a huge plot of undeveloped land, completely covered in trees. And they didn't even mention the bats. No mention.
Whatever other terrifying wildlife is on there.
Who knows?
156 acres. I can't even fathom how much property that is.
Well, and then they were going to plop the house right in the middle of everything, too, because that's where the sewage hookup is. So that'll be nice and convenient right in the middle of everything.
I am impressed that Maddie got to that point already, because I feel like when it was just the family working together, that would have taken them about 3 seasons where they would have ideated about where they wanted to put all the houses. And then they would have discovered that they only had one option for where to put them. And then we would have started the process again of how we were going to lay everything out. So she is doing marginally better.
By comparison, and it's not much of a competition then at that point.
So I guess it's going to be a couple of houses in the middle, because Janelle's going to get her own house, and then Maddie and Caleb's house.
Okay.
And then they'll have the farm.
This is the other problem that I have with the land, is that, again, it's everyone's imagination running wild of all the endless wild possibilities that we have here. Because then at one point, Janelle's talking about building cabins for everyone to come and visit and stay on the land as well.
That's why I'm saying she needs this show to continue. And if not Sister Wives, she needs a spinoff. Because where are they getting the money to build all these cabins to make this a gathering place for the whole family?
My favorite take was when Aspen was looking around with them on the land and she was like, this is really exciting for Maddie and Janelle. I will not be involved in this endeavor. Like, it's great for me and Mitch. We'll come visit. And I'm so excited for them on their journey of undeveloped land and homesteading.
Well, you have to be clear in this family that someone else's dream and business is not something that you're going to be part of.
Please do not invite me here. Do not expect me to be a part of this.
They're going to have her working a front desk somewhere.
No, I don't want that.
They're going to have Christine running the cabins as Airbnbs.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's all we needed. Well, Christine's just lucky that this isn't a competition on who is formulating the best gathering place, because if it was, Janelle would be crushing it. And there are several people who are now kind of accumulating in North Carolina as this is becoming the hot spot gathering space.
I wonder if Kody even knows how many of the kids have moved there.
He's probably lost track of, most of them.
He has nobody's current address.
Yeah, does not stay in contact.
I did think it was sweet when they were talking about the plans for Taeda Farms, that the road that takes you up to the farm, they want to name Bob Boulevard. That was one of the possibilities of what they were thinking about as a way to honor Garrison. And then they talked about having a quiet garden.
A Bob's floral monument sort of space in the flower garden area stuff too. So again, it's a lot of ideas though. So we need to kind of hone in on what are the actual things that we're going to be able to do here.
Well, it's going to be a lot of work.
There's a lot,
as Janelle told us last.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of work.
In her new Cajun accent.
Well, they're just here to cowboy this shit. That's becoming their saying, which I think it's tough to do that with a lot of modern day government regulations that are involved in things, and like how land is zoned and what it's used for.
Okay, but again, that's how I think we're going to get multiple seasons of a spinoff if they do it, because
they have no idea what they're about to face.
I mean, every time that they think that they've achieved a new goal, they just open a can of worms and they're going to have a whole nother journey that they're going to have to go through just to get to the next step.
Yeah, because when you're talking about cowboying this shit, you're talking about like Wild West frontier living life, where it's like, there was not a lot of law and order stuff, not really a place where that was taking place at that time. So, I mean, it's a little different now. You can't really just wrangle up a solution and then say, that's how we're going to do it if it doesn't align with certain bylaws in the counties that you reside.
When you just said the whole frontier homesteading stuff, it made me think that I also need to see Janelle on Love Off the Grid.
But she would be the one who...
They're coming to live on her property.
Somebody would be coming to live on her property, and they would be like, wait, there's nothing? This is completely undeveloped land still?
Maybe that's her romance con, is that she'll have men come to the property, and she'll just have them work on it to help them get Taeda Farms built and operational. And then she'll be like, you didn't tough it out enough. I don't think you're cut out for the homesteading life.
Well, here's the thing. She's going to have a roster. She's going to have a couple of guys who are vying for her affections, trying to solve all of these issues on her land for her. And then that's who she'll end up with, is whoever's the most resourceful and is able to come up with the most solutions for her.
Okay, we have a lot of ways that Janelle could find a man.
It's true.
So we're going to need to see her start that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to start watching Meri try to go down this route instead, as she is trying her hand at speed dating here, because it is very important to have dates.
I do think this is related to Meri's glow up.
She is more, comfortable in her own skin, I think. Like, she's becoming, there's like a level of confidence that's there now in Meri that we have not seen in a very long time.
She's been listening to a lot of Mel Robbins.
Yes, so she's very empowered, and she is worthied up.
We did go to the dentist.
Still hasn't found out her color season yet because we didn't do that episode yet. Nobody told her.
Okay, but I think somebody
Somebody
made a
did.
joke that somebody should let her know her color season when
I think they did.
We did that. What we do that as part of one of our live streams
I
on
think
Patreon.
I think it was on live stream.
Where I color analyzed Meri. And my conclusion as someone who has no experience is that she's a cool summer. And she is wearing a lot of those colors lately.
It's been working.
Not the bright red sweater over a sweater. What the fuck was the outfit?
Not this episode.
She had a white sweater on, and then she put a sweater blazer over it.
Must have been cold, but you are going to get nervous at speed dating. You are going to start sweating, and now you've got 2 sweater layers on?
Too much. Too heavy.
That's too heavy. You're going to regret this. It's going to be a big problem, and also, it's going to be too late.
Yeah. We need some natural fibers.
Something that'll breathe.
You know, none of the polyester that Robyn has in her closet.
No. She's more nervous about people judging her on her snort laugh, though. That's what she's concerned with.
I didn't even notice that she did that until this episode.
Oh, she's like kind of hamming it up too, a little bit. She's playing into it.
But I'm like, we've been watching this show for 20 seasons now. And I've heard Meri occasionally do a little snort laugh. It's not like she does it constantly. What I'm tired of is her and Jen trying to talk and then giggling through the entire sentence. That's what I'm more worried is going to happen at speed dating.
Especially if Jen is going to speed dating.
Okay. I understand having your friend help you get prepared to go there and maybe do some like mock speed dating to get you used to answering some questions. But why is she going to the event? She can't hang in the car?
Well, it's going to be, yeah. I mean, like,
is she going to self-film all of this?
Well, I was going to say for the drive, like, yeah, because it's 3 hours there, 3 hours back. So you wouldn't want to drive alone there the whole way, maybe. But like, does she need to be at the event? Jen's married already. She's taken.
No
she's
reason she
for.
needs to be there other than supporting Meri emotionally through it.
Yes, I think that's the main point here too.
Which Meri's really concerned that it's going to be a turnoff to guys if they find out that she formerly lived polygamy. But then her best friend is like sitting at the next table over. Don't you think maybe that might be the thing that kind of wears them out?
That might be kind of weird. It's unusual.
I think there's more things to be concerned about going into this.
You know, like, again, her primary concern is the snort laughing, which that is like top of the list for her as far as the anxiety that she has going into speed dating. I'd say all things considered, that's a pretty good thing to end up on the top of the list. If that's going to be your top concern, you're doing pretty good.
Well, I don't think she's really being honest about
all of it.
Some of the drawbacks about her personality.
We haven't like fully analyzed. Yeah, we're not there yet, and we're a little scared too. I don't know why we needed to cut to Kody's reactions about his commentary on Meri's snort laugh. I'm sorry, you don't get to experience the snort laugh anymore. I don't need your take on it anymore.
I thought he was kind of reminiscing, like missing old times.
Oh, like he was fond of the snort laugh and he hasn't heard it in quite some time.
He's got a soft spot for it.
Well, he was basically confirming that Robyn farts when she laughs, though. Like, he pretty much, that was how I took this. His defense of farting while laughing is acceptable, too. That might be a new kink for him. I don't know. I'm not here to shame.
Maybe something he's looking for in his fifth wife.
Is it fifth or is it second now?
I don't know where they're going to draw the line on that.
I don't know how to do the math on that.
I mean, they're going to have to tell her that she's the fifth, really, in the number of succession.
But it's like you're counting down and then you're counting back up. So this would be second again because he's down to one. Technically, he doesn't have a third wife.
I mean, she probably will be the second just because that way Robyn gets to officially be the first.
She is the first officially. Yeah.
She made that happen.
Well, Meri's trying to figure out what her second's going to look like. And so she's visualizing these different components. Got to be at least 6 foot tall. She was very specific on that.
Taller than Kody.
1 inch taller than Kody. Just throwing that out there. So if anybody...
And 1 inch longer.
Well, maybe. Potentially. Well, look, don't limit yourself, though, Meri. If you're going to say only dudes who are 6 foot tall and above, what if you find a short king who has kind eyes?
You know, I thought David was kind of making that point earlier in the episode where he was saying there's a lot of things that just aren't important at this age.
Yeah, that should probably be one of them. Like the height difference.
You know what? Let a girl dream. And let's see where she nets out.
Well, I like that this shows that Meri has learned you need to look someone in the eye before you date them. Catfish lessons in real life being applied. You can tell a lot from a person by looking them in the eye. Yes, agreed. Truer words have never been spoken.
A good safety protocol for dating.
Very good. Good call.
Do you want to go back to the She-Rah Chateau? Because we kind of left off in the middle of getting the kids to school. And I just keep thinking about Kody brushing Saul's hair. Isn't Saul like 12 at this point?
It's hard to gauge the ages in that house. It really is. It really is. It's difficult. What's going on with Robyn's lips? They are a mess in her ISO interviews. Does she have the same glam squad that Lisa Barlow has this season?
You know what I noticed? When they went out on the date later on, it looks like she has 2 cold sores that she's covered up with lipstick.
Oh, see, I was like, is she wearing the same thing? Did she go to do her ISO interviews right after this date? I wasn't sure if she had the same shirt on and then she messed up.
It was the same shirt.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah, I know because I noticed because it was a color too dark for her.
There you go. But like, I wasn't sure if she messed up her lipstick while eating and licking silverware very seductively for Kody. You got to be careful.
Dragging the fork over her lip.
The curve of your body. You got to be careful dragging cutlery across your face. Okay.
I don't know why my brain just auto-corrected that to chicken cutlet.
Cutlery?
Cutlery.
No. Cutlery. Dangerous. This is a dangerous game. Okay. No, but that's for the date. So that'll be later. So if you're talking about school prep and brushing Saul's hair, can we talk about the phone in the pocket and the junk drawer?
Okay, 2 separate things. So
that happened in very quick succession that I was not prepared for.
Telling Saul that he needs to take his phone out of his pocket because it's bad for your body.
Okay.
Was just so on brand given what we know about how they reacted to the COVID vaccine. And are we going to get flagged for saying that?
Probably. Do you have a Faraday cage that I can put this in then? Because, like, am I going to have to strap this around my neck? What am I going to do with this thing?
Between that and the supplements and the mouth tape that we saw last week on Special Forces.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the chiropractors, the picture's coming together.
You need to get him like a belt holster for it then.
Do you think it was an iPhone or do you think it's like one of those Disney phones where you program like 2 phone numbers into it?
Do you know what it looked like? For me, the way that my brain registered it, it was a Motorola Razr. Do you remember those?
Oh, well,
I broke like 4 of those because those things, they just snap right in half.
It's probably Daddy Logan's old phone.
It's a hand-me-down that they have locked and bricked out. But he can't have a smartphone because there's too many apps. Too scary.
Don't want him to break free.
Dangerous.
I mean, he could get catfished. It's happened in this family before.
He could. That is a possibility.
Wait, Robyn referring to the OG wives as Kody's exes?
It felt weird. Because
she's trying to distance herself from ever having had any relationship with them.
Yeah, she didn't do any of that. She wasn't involved in that because the whole thing is that she's complaining about how Kody and Robyn didn't choose monogamy. It was chosen for us when the exes left.
Okay, strongly disagree.
I would say that you chose monogamy as soon as you became the favorite wife and you hoarded all of the resources in your household, including Kody and including financial monetary gain.
Yeah, they chose monogamy every single day.
Every day.
Especially when the other wives voiced concerns about how much time he was spending with Robyn. And then they continued to do it.
Yes.
So these two will never learn that they played a huge role in what ultimately happened with the family falling apart.
And so like Robyn is talking about how she's starting to get pressure from her family members about getting back into polygamy.
I do not believe that.
No, not a chance.
Isn't he supposed to be ashamed of the fact that he lost 3 wives?
Usually at that point, if you have 3 wives leave you in their church and stuff, they're not going to approve you to take other wives again. That's not even an option. That becomes like a big cast out moment of like, no, you're not doing that again.
That's why I just don't believe that anyone who's still in their church would be pressuring them to try to do this again? This is a storyline, right?
This has to be. Well, but it's also frustrating because this is a storyline that they build up as a will they, won't they, but then they keep resolving it as like a clear, no, we're not gonna. Because Kody had a clip that was going around circulating of Special Forces where he's telling people he's an ex-polygamist, not doing that again. So like he was very definitive about that. It seems like in this episode, they reach a consensus, a conclusion here, but then also still leave the door open. So I don't know. It's back and forth all over the place. But how many pencils were in that drawer? That junk drawer? It was just one pair of scissors and then so many writing utensils that are just loosely. That was like a deep drawer that was there just loaded with pencils.
Look, when it comes time to buy school supplies, it's another excuse for Robyn to go out shopping.
She is hoarding the school supplies now, too, I suppose.
Also, you've been to my mom's house, Corey. You know that that's what her junk drawer looks like.
Her junk drawer is smaller, though. It's not that wide.
I mean, if it was that big, that's how much stuff would be in it.
I mean, junk drawers kind of, they take the space of whatever is allotted. So to have that big of a junk drawer, I get the feeling that every drawer in Robyn's house is a junk drawer, though. In some ways.
Why weren't the junk journals in there?
Junk journals in the junk drawer. That would make sense.
Maybe they were under all the pencils.
Couldn't even see them. Yeah. They're just smothered. They're buried in there.
Did that drawer lock? Because it had scissors in there, and I feel like they have to keep Ari out of stuff like that. Remember when she cut her bangs?
Oof.
I don't think they ever told us that's what she did. But when they were like,
oh, that happened.
Yay tall.
That's a journey. A lesson that everybody has to learn, one way or the other.
Remember last season when Kody and Robyn acted like they never get to go out to dinner together? So it was so nice to get a chance to retreat to Josephine's attic to be able to enjoy a meal.
Oh, I'm also remembering at the end of last season, I think it was in the season finale episode. No, that was the Garrison stuff.
When they went out to, are you thinking about when they went out to Valentine's Day dinner?
They had Valentine's Day dinner too. So that was another one. Because then that was where we looked up the restaurant on Google Earth and saw that there was a crystal shop that was right around the corner that we know that Robyn probably hit up.
Well, they're just full of bullshit because whenever anybody sees them out in public, they're either out shopping or they're out to eat at a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, so this time is no different. They are at a new place.
Yeah, we're going to have to find out the name of it. They definitely showed the front because
Rick's?
They got to give them their, maybe it was
like
that
BRYX?
I don't know. We were so distracted by the painting on the wall.
The painting
behind
got
Kody.
me. The painting got me because that was like right in Robyn's line of sight while she's eating her meal.
She's going to want to buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Another piece of artwork for the She-Rah Chateau.
Tasteful piece of art.
Was it a woman on the toilet?
It was a woman without pants who was sitting in
Sprawled
a chair.
on a chair.
Yeah, but like the posturing was reminiscent of bathroom activity. So that's not really something that's very appetizing, I don't think, to eat. I think that would bother me in the dining experience.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this conversation that would make me lose my appetite.
Yeah, starting with the licking. The licking conversation that takes place both ways.
Robyn's so feeble that she can't cut into a hunk of cheese.
It was
so
cheese?
She needs Kody to do it for her, which is how this all got brought up.
Yeah, because then he's saying, well, I need to use your knife because I was licking my knife. I don't know why Kody is using his knife like a spoon for a lot of the meal.
He's dipping it into something.
He's dipping it and eating off of it.
That's what he took away from his time on Special Forces.
Was how to... It's
adapt to using different utensils.
Or it's like he's like using a pocket knife and slicing up an apple and eating it off of there, like in a
like he's Ethan Plath.
It's just
on the farm taking a break after picking some peanuts.
Yeah, I guess something along those lines. But then that's when he was trying to say, well, let me use your knife because I've been licking my knife. And Robyn's like, oh, well, I don't mind your licking.
Oh, that sounded bad.
And then Cody's train of thought, he kind of went to a different place and just stared off into space for a little bit.
So did I, because I think my soul left my body and I disassociated for a little while because it was bad enough last season when we got that moment of Kody pretending to lick the air. And now we're putting these two things together
the 6 and the 9 are reminiscing, and they are sharing a moment here because
I'm so glad we called that out during the cardboard regatta episode.
That is a long time ago, and it was called out at that point, and it was like, yeah, I mean, you can't deny it at this point for the way that they're pushing this so hard.
Did you get the impression that Robyn was snobby? Because she's trying to say, I'm just shy. People think I'm snobby, but I'm just shy and pretty.
And uptight.
So little and cold. And feeble.
Yeah, was that just the helplessness thing too? Of I can't cut my cheese. We already know she cuts the cheese when she laughs.
She needed some humor at the table.
Kody confirmed that. Yeah, if she's not cutting the cheese, it's because you're not making her laugh.
Oh my God, she brought up all the many suitors that she's had again.
Well, because this gets into the whole polygamy versus monogamy thing, and where Robyn's biggest complaint now is that she turned down a lot of better monogamists at the time. So now that she's stuck with Kody in monogamy, she's like, I don't know, I kind of got FOMO on like, there were a lot of better dudes out there.
If I knew this was the life I was going to live, I would have picked a better one.
I would have picked a better monogamous man. And now I don't have a great monogamous man, but I can't really say that. But I'm trying my best to avoid that topic. So maybe we can do polygamy again. So that way we can have that dream come to fruition for me again. As long as we have a guarantee that everything will work exactly the way that I'm expecting it to. Everything will serve my best interests, and it will fulfill all of my needs and desires. That would be great.
Okay, that was why the first 3 marriages failed.
Yeah.
Was because Robyn was hell-bent on her dreams being made true by all of the other people in this family.
Specifically at the expense of everyone else involved. So we've had 0 reflection, 0 self-awareness applied to this situation to see and reach the conclusion of, the reason why there were 3 failed marriages out of 4 is because of Kody's direct involvement as a husband in those scenarios.
Then Kody one-ups her by saying, yeah, if we were to do polygamy again, it would have to be equal. The relationships would have to be equal.
That's pretty rich. Pretty rich to bring that up. But also, let's not risk this. We got a real good thing going here, Robyn. You look haggard and tired and exhausted.
He's almost done sucking the soul out of her.
I'm
licking. Maybe that's the way her soul's leaving her body. I don't know. It's not making him look more youthful, though.
Definitely not. So, yeah, but we got a good thing going is what I'm getting at here, right? Let's not risk the great marriage that we've established for ourselves by trying to add anything else into the mix here. Plus, if Kody's being totally honest, if we go a-courting, I'm just going based off of looks. At this point, at the stage that I'm in,
she's just got to be hot.
I had a Diesel Jeans model as my last wife. So that's, I can only go up from there. It's that's the base level now.
Robyn looked alarmed.
Yes.
And I do not think that it was because she was concerned that was a really disgusting, misogynistic comment. I think it's because she realized she's not the shy, pretty wife anymore.
Well, I think that was
young, hot wife.
Yeah, and that was what Kody was trying to call to her attention. Because he's like, you're asking me to consider polygamy again? You are asking me to do that? Are you ready to do that? Because I would be bringing in a young, hot wife. Will you be able to handle that?
All right. I think a lot of people are going to miss that. I believe that he said this to deter her from wanting to pursue plural marriage again.
Absolutely.
Because
he's
he does
calling her
not
out.
want to do it.
No.
And so he's like, well, I'm just going to find someone who's young and hot. What do you think about that?
Because he can't just tell her, no, I don't want to do that.
Because she doesn't care. She keeps pushing it.
She wants this. She's convinced herself that she wanted it. She liked having all of the benefits of polygamy without actually having to live it. And he was pretty much giving her the warning of if we did that, we would have to live it, though. And you're going to feel all of the repercussions of that decision.
So now she's kind of turned off because she wanted a sister wife, not for Kody to get a concubine.
Yeah, but now she's kind of like, it might take the load off of me, literally.
Out of me.
In a couple of ways.
Off and out of me.
The brownie batter is gone bad. Yes.
I Googled the word concubine just because I was interested if that was like from a religious perspective that Robyn said that. Hold on, let me read you the definition.
It's a royalty thing, isn't it?
Concubines were essentially wife-like, but of a lower status. The children of concubines are not heirs of their father, but they can receive gifts and blessings from him. The concubines were tied to one man, the man onto whom they serve as a mistress.
So is that what the OG3 became? Like by definition then?
She's so disgusted by the idea that he would suggest that he would only be into another plural marriage to have sex with the other woman. And I guess it not really be like a full marriage. Isn't that, like you said, what he did with the others?
Sounds like, yeah, that sounds familiar.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
It sounds like the call's coming from inside the house.
Maybe tweaked a little differently, but essentially the same thing.
Well, and also that's like Robyn's best case scenario. She's like, I don't want like other wives. I want to be the wife. And then you could just like have some other people around that you bang sometimes, but like don't have kids with them and stuff. Because I think that would be her other big trigger point would be like, if Kody started having kids with somebody else too, I think that would break Robyn in a way that she's not prepared.
Isn't that going to be a storyline on Seeking Sister Wife that Dany, the one wife, does not want the other sister wife to have any kids?
That's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, that would be Robyn Alice Brown.
Oh, yeah. But Kody admits at this point, sex isn't a good enough reason.
I do not believe that this man has such a high sex drive that he wants to have another wife because of it. I think these two are barely having sex.
They're having enough sex for the relationship that they have at hand. They're having enough. Because they're talking about the different discrepancies. And I didn't like the way that Robyn described how Kody's always had a surplus of intimate relationships.
Okay, but not always, because we know that he stopped having sex with Meri and Christine. And basically Janelle when she moved into the RV, for sure.
Pretty much. Yeah, definitely. So he's been living monogamy for a while, and you guys just haven't been able to deal with that? Is that just because they don't want to admit that Kody's sex drive has decreased over the years?
I kind of think it's just him trying to prove that he's virile, that he could keep spreading his seed if he wanted to.
He's potent. He's trying to keep the old man away. That's why he went on special forces, right? My other point, too, with Robyn's concubine mentioning there, too, is that she was saying, oh, I don't want it to just be sex stuff. Yeah, I think Robyn wants a career woman with an income that can subsidize her needs like she has experienced in the past. I think that was the other big contributing factor as far as Robyn's considerations for
She's looking
recruiting.
For a dink.
She
Double
is.
income, no kids.
Yeah.
But just one person.
Right. Yeah, from a single individual.
Because they have to have their other job and then they'll be employed on sister wives. So double income, no kids. That's what she ideally would like in a sister wife.
They're clearly not on the same page about any of this stuff. Because when they're talking about it, and I don't think they're even like hearing each other. They're kind of vaguely hearing what they want to hear from the other person in sort of reassuring terms, kind of here and there. But it's like hit and miss. Because then Kody's talking about a diamond. They need to find a diamond of a person who would be this perfect fit. Because obviously you can't love Kody without absolute devotion to Robyn. So you need to love Robyn, and then you have the pleasure and ability of having sex with Kody.
Okay, so again, 0 lessons learned. That they want someone who's going to make all of Robyn's dreams come true.
Yes.
And then this person also has to be totally in love with Robyn and want to aspire to be like Robyn in order to have this relationship with Kody.
And also be super smoking hot, supermodel hot, but not just for sex. The total package.
A real diamond in the rough.
No rough, just a sparkling diamond.
Do you think the woman who emails them next week is going to be this person for them?
I don't think that person exists. I don't think that there was an email. I think that Kody is gassing himself up about this. I fear that it was just a email from a Nigerian prince that should have hit a spam folder.
I agree. But they're going to try to make us think that this is on the table again, even though at the end of this conversation, they both agree that they're okay with monogamy.
Right. Because, yeah, are we enduring marriage right now? Are we putting up with it? No, we have good days, we have bad days, but it's pretty much, this is good. Don't risk it. Don't try to bring in any more sister witches to destroy this.
The sister witches.
The sister witches.
How long has Kody been sitting on that? That he's been calling them sister witches when the cameras are not on.
And Robyn kind of was like okay with it too.
She tooted under the table. She found that funny.
I like how like Christine and Janelle just owned it immediately. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's good. I think I'll lean into that. I'm just going to take that now. That'll be mine now."
Janelle's going to twirl across the property.
Time cast a spell on you.
If they could form a coven together, I told you, you need 3 witches for a coven though, right? I don't know that they would be
I don't
willing.
know how many are required. I think definitely it's a group. It's more than one.
They wouldn't be willing to let Meri in, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I would want Meri in my coven.
Really? Even if you needed her to harness the power to cast a spell on Kody?
No, Meri has no control over her power because there's a lot of things that Meri says she would never do. She's never, ever. And she'll like swear by it as far as this. And then a few years later down the road, she's doing that. So it was like the leggings remark.
Yeah.
And then there was another one too recently that we came across where she was saying that she would never move to Utah. I would never move back to Utah. And it's like, well, give it a year or two.
Check that one off.
Yeah, because then she was back. So that makes me nervous because in the preview for this season, she's definitively telling Kody, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. And I was like, oh no. In Meri talk, that means
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
A definite possibility now. So I'm concerned.
She's going to answer their personal ad looking for a concubine to live in their barn dominium.
Plot twist.
Season 21, Get ready for it.
It's, if you like pina coladas. She answers the personal ad. Didn't even know. You know what that song's about, right?
No.
Okay, it's about a married couple where they take out a personal ad to cheat on their spouse, and then their spouse shows up for like the meetup because it was like an unknown thing.
They just catfished each other?
Well, like...
Or like hooked each other?
Somebody, yeah, like one of them like put out the ad, and then the other spouse then was like, oh, I'm going to respond to this ad, and then they show up, and then it's them, and they're like, oh,
it's okay.
Oh, it's us.
That's not concerning at all.
Yeah.
It's like being on Ashley Madison and then ending up
with your
spouse.
Pretty much. Yeah, so it's like that. I feel like that's what's in Meri's future, unfortunately.
I'm excited for the rest of this season. I still cannot stop cackling when they show us the cut of Christine saying she doesn't want to ever talk to Kody again. And David's like, yeah, same. And then
I don't want to hang out with him.
They're out racing together.
Cut to David and Kody standing next to each other at the racetrack with the helmets on. Oh my God, we almost missed. There was very important stuff that happened at the end of the Kody and Robyn conversation, though, because Kody is convinced that the reason why, if a wife comes in, Robyn's going to be great until he starts having sex with this woman. Like that's where the distinction point was. That was where the OG3 really turned on Robyn, was after the honeymoon and the banging commences. I don't think that was it. I think it was the fucking 11-day honeymoon that took place when most of them did not have honeymoons themselves, and Christine just had an infant child born. I think that those are bigger reasons as far as why.
He really selectively overlooks the things that make him look bad.
So it's just you and me, baby.
That's how he ends it. Ain't nothing but mammals.
So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
And that's what they did at the end of that date. Do you think it was in the back of the Mercedes?
That's why her lipstick got all messed up, all tussled. in the back there.
Maybe they had to take a little break from filming after the licking comment, and then they came back.
Flushed. Monogamy or bust. I think that's the name of this episode for me. But the fact that Robyn pinky promised that, like, okay, yeah, monogamy forever. And then the last thing that she said, she's like, I don't know. I guess we'll still have to think about it, though. It's still, like, on the table. What? So you're just going to keep going back and forth for this whole season then? It's like watching Meri make a decision. It's brutal. It's drawn out.
Robyn and Kody's baby decision. Well, we've got a lot going on the podcast. Not just here, but over on our other podcast, Surviving Reality, as well. We're recapping Special Forces. So if you can't bring yourself to watch Kody Brown on another show, catch our recaps. They're dropping here on Saturdays.
And then over on Surviving Reality, we have Seeking Sister Wife.
The Merrifields are back.
A return.
They have a sister wife who was in the air and actually arrived and got off the plane.
She showed up. So yeah, we're going to have to see how that plays out. We're also wrapping up our recaps of Welcome to Plathville. We got the last episode coming up this next week, so make sure you catch that. And then on Tuesday nights, we're doing our live after parties of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
That's over on the Patreon. You do not have to sign up to be a paid member. You can hit the free button and you'll get notified when we go live on Tuesday nights. And we just kind of chit-chat. We recap what happened in the episode a little bit, and we talk live with you guys.
It felt like we were doing more. Is there more stuff? I mean, like, then there's like
something.
The Let's Talk About It and stuff like that. So there's other stuff on the Patreon too, but
we recapped Christine's book, Sister Wife. So if you've been MIA in the off season and you're just kind of coming back into the Sister Wife fold, go back a few episodes. We broke the book into 3 parts, and we talk about all of the good stuff and some of the boring stuff.
Some of it, yeah.
And some of the confusing stuff.
Yeah, and the comparison to Robyn's #1 time, New York Times, best of times and the worst of times. Good times, bad times.
I hope we get another book from Robyn someday.
I'm waiting for the Janelle book that Christine teased multiple times in her book, even though I don't think Janelle wants to write a book, and Christine's just sort of pressuring her into doing it. That's my theory.
Maybe we'll get some answers this season. I don't know.
Let us know what you think.
She's got to fund Taeda Farm somehow.
Yep, something's going to give.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.